learning and life's coach, focusing on neurogrowth or the brain and how we can develop our students to be the best students possible through our brain. And I know I had some people on Facebook asking about what is this talk to your brain thing and what do you do and how can I help my kid? And big answer, but I thought we'd talk a little bit about that if you guys had questions about that today, because I know some of my Facebook friends were going to be joining me asking about that. If that's one of you that's here right now, please come and say hi, and we can talk about the brain if that's why you're here. If not, then I want to talk about 2025. I know. It's coming. It's coming right around the corner. Christmas is over. The new year is coming. And wow, we are going to soon actually be going back to school or getting back into our regular rhythms, right? So that is what the podcast coming out on Tuesday or Wednesday, that was what that one will be about. Sleep schedules and how to get back into a regular rhythm and a routine. And I've got some tips and tricks for that. And I'm also in the process of writing an article for Medium, which will be out soon, about sleep and its importance and the rhythms and routines. But I wanted to talk to you about 2025. I also wanted to answer your questions about the brain, talk to your brain method that I have. Wanted to do a fun little activity if you guys are interested. So happy you're here. So say hi, please. I see a few of you on and I feel like I'm just talking to myself, which is just fine. If you just want to watch me talk to myself, that's all good. Anyway, 2025. Part of what I do as a holistic neurogrowth learning and life success coach is I help with a holistic model, right? The whole child. Well, guess what? Part of the whole child is also the whole adult, right? The adult. So I really want to work with you today. And I know we talked about the holiday last time, and the holidays are hard. And I really wanted to talk today with you about how we can be the best parents possible for our children to help them, especially when they're in that moment of having a big tantrum and it's really hard, or they're doing, something embarrassing, or they just have overreacted and we're at our wits end and we just don't know what to do, right? We're lost and confused and hopeless. And I know that's happened. You've heard me talk about it here on my lives or in my podcast. It's happened time and time and time again with me and my son, as we really have tried to be the best mother-son pair we can be. And I try to be as patient as I can be, but at times it's just not possible. So I thought we'd start with an activity that several people have brought up to me lately, and it's kind of eye-opening and fun. And it requires a pen and a piece of paper. A pen and a piece of paper. So if you're watching after the fact, obviously you can do this after the fact, but if you're with me right now, let's do it together, right? Let's do it together. So grab a piece of paper and a pen, and let's get going. I'll give you that while I just tell you a little story about, a time when I really could have used this strategy when I was at my end with my son, right? And it was Christmas and the overstimulation was high, and what did I get for Christmas? Oh, I didn't get what I wanted for Christmas. Wait a minute. Yes. The opening of the presents just sent him through the roof. I actually have a picture. I should have posted it. He would have killed me, but a picture of my son, like completely having a tantrum as he opened a box that he thought was something else, but like, I think it was Lego. I forgot actually what it was. Maybe it was a Nerf gun, but it was a bunch of Nerf guns in a big box. And he was hoping for, a little Nerf gun in a little box or a little Lego. I can't remember the exact thing, but he thought it would be a little box, and it didn't sound like it when he shook it. He just started crying immediately. We didn't even get to the present until later. And I remember getting so frustrated, right? Like, I had planned this whole fun thing and it just failed. And I took that picture. I really need to find it and post it. If you're in my Facebook group, I'll post it and show you the picture. But I took this picture and it was just him crying and so upset. And I think I took it because I needed to laugh. I needed some relief, right? And so, yeah, I needed to just have some comic relief. And sometimes that helps during this hard holiday season, right? When our schedules are off, the rhythms are off, sensory overload is high. So, but what's really important is we take care of ourselves. Really important we take care of ourselves, okay? So this little activity, what I want you to do is take your paper. By now you should have gotten it after you've listened to my story. And I want you to fold it in half, if you don't mind. Fold it in half, and then fold it in half again. And so you should have quarters. And while you do that, I'm just going to check in with YouTube. I think I got all the tech working today, guys. So I have YouTube and I have Instagram. Oh, Miss Smith is here. Hi. And let me just say hi and yay. So that's exciting. And I think I'm on LinkedIn in some format and Facebook and yay. Okay. I just wanted to make sure I say hi to everyone. Don't leave everyone out. All right. So now that you have your paper in 4 quadrants, actually, Ms. Smith knows this one. She's got an insider trick. She's been with me. What we're going to do is we're going to celebrate 2025. Here is 2025. We're going to celebrate. We're going to celebrate all that you've accomplished. But what I do when I coach children, when I work with children, is I work with them on their mind, right? We talked about their mind, and really work with them on visualizing. Visualizing is huge. In fact, I really should look up the statistic. Somebody remind me to look the statistic up, but there is a statistic about athletes who have, and maybe Miss Smith knows this or can look it up, right? Maybe Vanessa knows this, but there is a statistic about athletes who visualize their races and visualize working out actually physically, literally grow muscle, because the visualization, your brain doesn't know different. It doesn't know any better. It thinks it's working out, and it literally grows muscle. It's pretty cool. And I know, Vanessa, with your science, maybe you've heard of that before. Maybe she knows it. So it literally, what your brain visualizes can come true. So what I want you parents, or whoever's listening, to visualize your 2025. And we're going to go through the whole year. Each quadrant is 4 months. So on the bottom right, I'd like you to write October through December. And that is, right? Did I get that right? Yes, October through December. Wait, that doesn't feel right. Yes, because we're going backwards. We're going to go backwards, right? So this is you thinking about what you would have accomplished almost this time, October through December, this time next year. I want you to write down everything that's going to be true for you and amazing for you October through December of next year. What will have come true? Will you have better routines for your child? Will you have better sleep schedules? Will you have better communication with other parents that have that don't understand your child's unique brain, right? What a lot that we've been talking about in these lives and in my podcast. Where will you be? October through December. And I am going to let you do that for a minute. And wouldn't it be really cool if I actually had music up or something? Maybe I will try to do that. While you write, just really future pace. What does your October through December look like? And I'm going to try to get some music up, and let's see if you guys can hear it. I'm going to give you a minute to do that. Can you hear that? I wonder. Some good thinking music. Okay. Maybe that was enough time. I hope it was. Really future pacing. If you need to close your eyes and visualize it, like I said, your brain won't know different. It won't know different. So what you tell yourself to be your reality will be your reality. Of course, you have to work to make it happen. I wish we could just visualize and it would come all true, but we have to work. Okay, so that's those months. Let's go to the next months. So that would be July to September. July to September. I want you to close your eyes for a minute first. Visualize your July to September. What does it look like? How are you with your child? How are you behaving? How are you managing your stress? How do you feel? How is your child reacting? How are your communications with your child's teacher? July to September, school would have just started. Travel might have been happening, right? So what happened in July to September? I'll stay quiet so you can write a few minutes. Okay. Did that give you some time? Gave me time to check on comments if there's any. Again, we're doing this activity, but please interrupt me if you want to have any questions answered that you need answered. I'm also here to take any questions. And I know there were some of you that had wanted to join me. I'm not sure if you're able to make it, that wanted to hear about Talk to Your Brain. So if you're here, I'd love to tell you about that. But let's keep going. We haven't finished the year yet. We've only gotten halfway through the year, and I hope you're starting to see your wonderful, wonderful ways that your year is going to be next year. How amazing, right? The communication with the teachers, the less stress you're going to have, the rhythms you're going to have in place, the structure you're going to have in place. Okay, let's keep going. So now we need April to June. April to June. Right? So what's going to happen next spring, April to June? And that will be the end of the school year, going into summer. That will be, yeah, so summer vacations, end of school years, for the older kids, graduation, lots of events happening then. Really don't forget about yourself though, please. I wanted to do this activity. I know I talk a lot about ways to help your child, but I really want you to also think about ways to help yourself. How can you help yourself have the best year possible? So maybe also think about, and you can go back and change any of these answers or add to these answers. It's not written in stone. So think about, what are some self-care things you're going to be doing for yourself? You cannot take care of this special child you have or children if you aren't taking care of yourself first. So please make sure you are taking care of yourself first and your special child. Because you need the strength to do it. It's hard, right? It's hard. And coming to the end of the school year is hard. So think about that. Let's play a little music and we'll think about April through June. Okay. I know I'm probably not doing the equal time on all of these, so let me know if you need more time. But you should have come up with a few for the spring, April to June. What's it going to look like? What will you achieve? What will you accomplish? What will your child accomplish if you want to write that? I'm really gearing this toward you and the parent, but what will you accomplish? And obviously, I'm relating this to what I do, right? Which is helping parents and children, and especially children with ADHD. But so I know I'm not necessarily talking about job or marital life or any of those, but if you've put those in, that's fine. That's wonderful. Wonderful, wonderful. Whatever you feel you need to put in to celebrate your 2025. Okay, we got one more section to go, and that is January to March, which is this coming January to March coming up. What are you going to do what goals would you like to achieve? How are you going to, or what are your intentions for the year? How are you going to start the year off? Looking at what you said you're going to end the year, please take time to look at how you're going to begin the year. How are you going to begin this year to reach what you said you're going to do by the end of the year? Do you need to do something? If you're taking care of yourself, do you need to start walking or sit-ups or baths or here I go with that word again, routine, rhythm, structure? What do you need in your home life to create what you wanted for the end of the year? Okay, let me put on some music and let's do that last one. Okay. Hopefully that was enough time to write your last quadrant. I see we have a new viewer. This probably was like, what is going on? Those of you that are just joining us, we were working on a fun little activity where we're taking a piece of paper and we divided it into 4 sections, and we're writing on our piece of paper what we would like, what our intentions are, our goals are, who we want to become in 2025. We're celebrating 2025 already. We've started from the end of the year and moved forward to January, the new year. And so we thought about who we want, what we want. We visualized it. Hopefully you did that with me, not just wrote it and got it out of your head, but visualized it, because the brain doesn't know the difference. What you visualize is your reality to your brain. It's very real. So that is one of the strategies. And I know some of you were asking about the brain and talk to your brain and what that means. And so there's a little hint for you. I was waiting to see if you guys were on that were asking me. There's about 3 of you in the Facebook group that wanted to know about it. So I'm happy to talk about it. But that visualization is so important, and who you are going to be as a parent, who you want to be, what are your goals as a parent, or even in your job or your marital life, whatever you want to say in this paper, just visualize it, please. This piece of paper is really, really important. And now that it has 4 quadrants, you can take it with you, put it into your journal, keep it with you, and really work on those visualizations of talking to your brain and saying, I'm going to achieve what I wrote. Especially, I would look back at the October to December. By the end of the year, this is what I've said I want. This is who I want to be. These are the intentions I have, the goals I have, and what do I need to do to get there? Okay, so keep it by your bed if you want, right? The more you can visualize, the more, like I said, this reality is now real in your brain. Your brain doesn't know the difference. So you've now told your brain, I am going to be a calm parent when my child yells. Great. Now your brain knows that. Do it. I am going to take a deep breath before when my child is having a tantrum. And I'm going to say calmly to them, stop, breathe. Many strategies we've talked about over these Facebook Lives. It's been actually several, I can't even remember when I started these, but it's been a couple months, I believe. And my podcast also, I think I'm about to release episode 12. So we've been around for a little bit, and I just hope to keep growing and growing in the new year. That's definitely what I've written in my list, that I want to keep growing and I want to keep serving you families. And however I can do that, however I can help, I want to do it. So let me help you. And feel free, if you're watching this after the fact or now, just reach out through the comments. Let me know if you have any questions, or if something came up for you after the fact. Of course, I'm here. You don't have to only ask during these lives, but I am so happy to come out and do these every Monday at 6 Mountain Time. And my podcast comes out on Wednesdays, Tuesdays or Wednesdays. And I'm going to be doing a workshop. I'm hoping that I can figure this out, and I'm going to be doing a workshop January 25th. And I'm thinking about doing it twice, one in the morning and one in the evening for people that are busy. But I would like to talk about flipping the script, as you've heard me talk about many times in my podcast, flipping the script, changing the labels, right? So it's called the ADHD Parent's Secret Weapon. I'm going to be giving you one simple tool. If you've been around on my podcast or here, then you kind of know it already. But the secret weapon. So one tool that will help with this that you've just written for your 2025 goals, right? Or your intentions. It will help with overwhelm, chaos, fear of failure, the worry that you face, right? That one tool, one tip one trick, one strategy, whatever you want to call it. I'm excited. I'm excited. So please message me if you have any questions. I hope this little exercise was good. I hope it helped you see and know the brain is strong and the visualizations are strong. And whatever you visualize and tell yourself, you can achieve. You will achieve because you've written it, you visualized it, you're going to keep it with you. You are going to be the strong parent. You are going to be the calm parent. You are going to be the joyful parent. You're going to find the joy with your family again. You're going to see them in a new light. And it's going to be your reality. And I'm so excited for you. And I can speak from, years with my son having to do this and years with thousands of students that I've worked with. So I know it works. So one little thing about talk to your brain, since I'm not seeing whoever wanted me to talk about it, I'll mention it. But if you want me to do more on this, I'm certainly happy to. And in my Facebook group, I think you've joined in my Facebook group, so we can definitely talk about it there more too. But we've kind of touched on it right now, the talk to your brain, right? So that is the visualizing and saying to your brain, I am going to be a calm parent. I am going to be a successful business owner, whatever it is that you are thinking, whatever you tell your brain, that's your reality. I really wanted to get my son on here. He's being a teenager. He didn't want to come today. He was on one earlier when we did with therapy pets, but he really uses this strategy. I hear him when he's talking to his friends, like, don't talk that way. Don't be negative. You've got to say positive things. You've got to reassure yourself. You've got to tell your brain that you've got this, that you can do this, that you will exceed and excel, and you can do it. So that's a very, very quick run through of what I mean, but please ask me more and I'm happy to. But for you parents, this is what I want to focus on today. You are saying to your brain, I am a calm parent. I am a kind, compassionate, caring parent. I'm patient when people are rude to me at the store because my kid is having a tantrum. Whatever you wrote on that list, please use it as a way to visualize, to talk to your brain, because it doesn't know better. All right. I hope that helped. I hope you have a wonderful new year. I should have brought little blowers in, huh? Anyway, yeah, I know. I'm quirky. What can I say? I'm Neuroquirky, the name of the podcast, right? The Neuroquirky Nexus. So Nexus is a connection, by the way. So we're all connected. And I am looking forward to staying connected with you in the new year. So thank you for joining me. I look forward to any other questions or comments you have. And as always, keep it quirky. And I'll see you in 2025. Happy New Year. Thank you. Love you all. Bye-bye.